here to talk about the political climate. Wait, that's not the script. Wait, the script. The script just says Paw Patrol sucks. I think it'd be really funny if you said Paw Patrol sucks. I don't say it. Paw Patrol sucks.
You take that back!
So, I'm a huge fan of Jelle's marble runs. I hear her team's the Jungle Jumpers. Please send your regards. I'm in endless pain. I say this because Jelle's marble runs has been on a lot of controversies recently, especially in 2023. And I'm here to talk about them. First, let's talk about Sand Marble Rally. For those unaware, the Sand Marble Rally is when 16 competitors race in 10 races in order to win the championship of the Sand Marble Rally Cup, or whatever it's called. I don't really care anymore. A lot of people really enjoy the Sand Marble Rally, and it's one of the flagship series of JMR, which is why it's problematic that it's not getting the attention it deserves! The Sand Marble Rally this year was shortened from 12 races to 10 races, and I couldn't tell you why, but that's not even my biggest problem. The biggest issue was the complete lack of promotion. I did not know the qualifiers were happening until the qualifiers came out. Not to mention, the JMR Instagram account had the logo of M1 as their profile picture, while the Sand Marble Rally was still going on! Also on Twitter, I'm not calling it X, but on Twitter, the JMR account advertised the final race of the Sand Marble Rally as the final race before Formula 1 started, which is incredibly disrespectful for one of your flagship series. This is such a shame considering Sand Marble Rally was easily the least fucked up thing this year. So let's move on to Formula 1. First of all, the intro this year was kind of awful, but more importantly, some of these tracks were kind of weird to bring back, like Sleet Street and Misty Mountain, considering nobody liked those tracks in the first place. There are also some really controversial roster changes, like getting rid of Yellow Eye for Blue Eye, when that makes zero sense. This also shows JMR often listening to the wrong fan base, considering this is a pattern that we'll see later. Some of the teams they brought back were also really weird, like why did they bring back the Chocolatiers, Wolfpack, and Raspberry Erasers, instead of, I don't know, the Indigo Stars, maybe the Snowballs, or even the Turtle Sliders? All would have been better options. However, the season wasn't really that controversial, more so underwhelming due to the fact that the Savage Speeders decided to cancel fun again. That isn't JMR's fault though, but what comes afterwards is. Now we're going to talk about the scheduling problems and why is everything so rushed? If only there was a simple solution to all of this. Oh wait, there is! One in spring, Marble League in summer, and then Marble Rally in the fall. It's that simple. Maybe we can switch around Marble Rally or Marble and Marble 1. But other than that, there should be no changes to that formula. Rushing the Marble League before the New Year's only makes a flawed and or mediocre product. JMR should know this. But next up is the Marble League. There's no way they could significantly screw this up, right? So the Marble League had a lot of issues, and I'm going to go over all of them one by one. Team Pursuit confused people with disqualifications, block pushing spoiled the results of the event midway, they brought Legion Marchwave back for some reason, Balancing had some weird camera angles, and there's probably some other stuff that existed too. But none of these compare to Steeplechase. Steeplechase suffered from 1. Not being a fun event, and 2. Just having a whole lot of scoring gears that made the whole thing really bad. This became one of the most hated events, along with Fidget Spinner Collision and Bobsleigh. And I actually like Bobsleigh and Fidget Spinner Collision. And the worst part is that JMR doesn't even admit these scoring errors, so the things will stay the same. And Gliding Glaciers are still robbed of 3 points, although that wouldn't help them much considering they're still in 14th place. All of this is small potatoes compared to the Ireland we're gonna face now. In fact, it was so insane that we had to change our location of filming. So let's talk about the Toby situation. Toby was a volunteer for JMR, brought in by the JMRC. Basically, Toby translated JMR videos in order to make them accessible to a Chinese audience. He was doing this for no pay, and he wasn't even expecting a thank you. He was just doing this because he's a passionate fan of JMR. So eventually the JMRC disbanded, and Toby continued to do his work, along with some other people. So Toby and his gang were doing such a great thing without any pay, so clearly JMR would respect them, right? The only time that Dion ever really conversed with these guys is when he wanted money. They didn't even say, like, hi or something. Not even a thank you. They deserve the thank you. Well, actually, he did say thank you. He called them heroes. So why were they discarded like fucking toilet paper? So one day, Toby and the gang couldn't log into their Billy account on JMR. So the reason for this was simple yet sad. So JMR got a professional team in order to do the translating, which meant that they had replaced Toby for no reason. Dion even tried to deny all of this even remotely happened and his role in it. So this whole fiasco was covered by Thesaurus Dinosaurus. He made a great video on this subject. If only I could find it on YouTube! So JMR decided to copyright strike the video. And I've watched the video, and I'm mostly certain that it is completely fair use. This behavior is disgusting, and JMR deserves to be called out for it. Toby also made a video on this, which I believe also got struck by copyright. Thankfully, a lot of people actually did call JMR out, including their own athletes, which I find hilarious. That leads us to our final controversy, which is JMR blocking everyone who criticizes them on Twitter, which is absolutely an appalling behavior. Obviously, there's one person in JMR who is really hurting the company and the channel, and it's Jim the intern. I can't believe you. I'm kidding. Obviously, it's Dion causing most of these problems, but you've probably heard that a million times already. Dion is not known for taking criticism very well. One huge problem is that Dion is pretty much brainwashing the entire team, notably Minos and Jim the intern. So, what do we do now? Some people have been calling for boycotts, and some have wanted the channel to die entirely, but I don't think that's the way to go. There's a lot of talented people that have worked on JMR, regardless of one bad egg. It would be such a shame if all those people didn't have their work mean anything just because Dion did something stupid again. I love the idea of an anti-boycott, but not only should it be for the showdown, it should be for the Sand Marble Rally as well. In fact, that's the reason why we're doing puppets in the first place, so we can do all of this without getting copyright struck. Clearly something, especially with Dion, needs to change in management, because otherwise I don't see JMR lasting much longer, which is still a shame considering I still love JMR the way it is. Anyway, that's all I have to say on this, but until next time, this is Mr. Ribbits, signing off.